Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today is absolutely lashing it down with rain, and funnily enough the Twizy is getting its MOT done today, so perfect day for driving a rear-wheel drive electric car with loads of torque on the motorway. So for those of you who don't know, this is my 2014 Renault Twizy. It's got loads of mods done to it as usual. It's got wheels, it's got spacers. It just looks generally sort of tougher than it would do out of the factory. There's no mud guards or anything on it. I mean, you don't need them because it's technically a quadricycle. I've done headlights on here. You've got like halo ring headlights, like LED lights and stuff like that, carbon badges, loads and loads of stuff, and it's got a power mod done as well. Also these windows as well, which I sell on my website. I'll leave the link below. But yeah, I'm struggling because I'm getting wet here. It's also got a power box in here as well, which basically doubles the performance, makes this car go a lot quicker, gives it about 100 Newton meters of torque. I'm not sure what the factory one is, but it's nowhere near that. And it allows it to get up to over 60 mile an hour, which is pretty cool. So it does feel pretty nippy. So yeah, not the best day for going and driving one of these things around. I was hoping it was going to be nice and sunny. I could take the windows off. It's great with no windows. Actually, they don't come with any windows as standard. They don't actually even come with doors as standard. The doors were an option. I didn't buy this one new, but it came with those. Yeah, so we're off to go and get an MOT for this today. There shouldn't be any problem, other than it is about 15 miles away, and the range of this car is probably like 25 to 30 miles. I'd say 25 on a like a motorway or like a dual carriageway, and then like probably like 40 or 50 if you're doing like 30 mile an hour. You could probably eke it out. So the range is quite a lot better in the summer because it's warmer. In the winter, like, it really does take time for the battery to sort of get some heat in it. It's a good idea to charge them before you actually kind of set off in the winter, so the battery has a chance to, you know, warm up, and that gives you a little bit more power and also gives you better efficiency. I'm going to take a super long extension lead. I have got one in the back. Like, there's a little boot section here as this comes off. That's why it's handy. The Twizy uses a 3-pin plug to charge, which is super useful. If you park outside a pub or somewhere, there's always going to be a 3-pin plug socket around. Right, so shut the door. Doors are secured by these little Velcro straps here. And this window's a little bit on the loose side. Everything is basically like an afterthought in this. Like, this is what you got to remember about this car. It's more like a motorbike with, it's more like a quad bike with a steering wheel, really. So I can turn on my power box, and that should fire up there. I don't usually leave that on because it can drain the battery because it's connected to the OBD port. When the car's off, it does turn off, but there's still a little bit of current draw there. You notice it sometimes in the cold, like when it's cold, like, and the window's kind of frosted up a bit, there'll be like a little area there where it hasn't frozen because this generates just a tiny bit of heat. Starting out just like normal. You know, you've got a couple of ignition positions there. The brake has got like a relay on it so that it can release the handbrake, so you can push the brake down, remove the handbrake. It's like a kind of lever that pulls up from underneath. It takes a bit of getting used to when you first, you know, try it, and then yeah, we can basically just start the car and that's it. It's started, ready to go. You've got two positions, drive, or three positions: drive, neutral, and reverse. Obviously reverse we want. It has got a wiper, obviously, and we've got a heated windscreen, which is just absolutely crazy, but you really need it in this. You really do need it. Windscreen wiper is quite noisy, but yeah, there you go, good to go. So these little cars suffer from bad brakes. Not really what you want to hear, but yeah, no, basically what they can do is they can seize on. I'm just trying to navigate through here. Great thing about these things, you just park them anywhere. But yeah, basically they sort of seize up, and I've had to replace the whole brake system on this for like £500 it cost, just because it just got old, and if you don't drive them much then they will sort of seize up, which you've got to be really careful of. So that's a thing to be aware of. Right, so we can move away. So this car has got 3 power levels on this power box setup. You don't get this as standard with these things because obviously you don't have this power box thing, and that is controlled by this little key fob here. So you can flick between eco mode, normal mode and sport mode. Now, you might laugh, but it does actually make a massive difference. Eco mode just really limits the torque, so you know you can actually preserve a bit of energy. So you can see we're doing like 41 an hour. And maybe this wasn't the best idea to come out in this car today. Look at how flooded that is. I always seem to go out in this when it's absolutely hammering down. Anyway, we're going to stick to like 40 odd miles an hour down here. You know, they drive so well, these little guys. Absolutely no problem at all. There's no power steering, obviously, but you know, it's very basic. Reminds me of like a really old car, you know, where you can hear everything, you can see everything apart from behind you, and you know, it's noisy, there's no frills. But I kind of like that. Suspension's hard as well, especially with these tyres. Yeah, anyway, we're just going to make some progress. Hopefully it won't take too long. Actually been a really good little kind of learning experiment for kind of electric cars, and also modifying electric cars as well. So this box obviously gives you readouts, so you can see the state of charge in an actual percentage level. That's being read from the ECU of the car. Now this car doesn't really have an ECU, but it's actually a controller that controls the motor, and that carries basic kind of ECU functions. Like it'll even tell you if a bulb's out, but that is actually built into the motor controller, so it's not an ECU. It's kind of mad really, but anyway, so we've got state of charge on here, we've got RPM of the motor being read out, we've got the amps. So your amps is like your torque, that's what gives you your torque. So the higher the amps are, the more torque it's going to, you know, provide to the rear wheels. And when you really floor it, you can see that, because the amps will go very high. They'll go to like 450, 500 amps. That's a lot of amps. If you don't know anything about electrics, you know, your household electric supply, like a plug socket, is going to be like a 13 amp on say a you know, a washing machine or something like that. Cookers are like 32. This pulls about 500. So that gives you an idea of how much power you're using. You've got motor temperature on here as well, and you've also got battery temperature. So the battery temperature is showing 22 degrees, which is a good temperature. This battery in this will be its optimal performance around like 28 degrees. So it's a shame it's not a hot day, but the battery will warm up as you're driving, so it will heat the battery up. It won't heat it, but the battery will heat up because power's being pulled out from it. So you can see everything runs a lot more cooler than say an internal combustion engine, basically because you're not burning something to create power. It's basically a chemical reaction. So yeah, that is kind of what that displays. There's more features of this box. You can actually see all of the individual cell voltages, all the battery cell voltages read out on here as well, which is really cool for like learning diagnostics and everything else. And you can do that on any electric car, not with this box, but there'll be a specific tool for that. Apologies if the sound isn't great. I'm as close to the mic as I can get, but yeah, you get the idea, you get the gist. So right now it's saying 23 miles range, so that's actually hasn't changed. It's actually gone up since I left the house. It's because probably previously I was dragging it around around the town, and it was, you know, obviously the consumption had gone right down. So now I'm kind of taking it easy in eco mode. There you go, it's gone to 22 miles now. And we've done about 4 miles probably so far, 3 or 4 miles. So, you know, we're on target to get to our destination absolutely fine. If I stick to 50 mile an hour, 40, 50 mile an hour, I don't think we'll have a problem getting out, you know, 15, 16 miles. I know it will comfortably do 30 miles, this car, so you know, even whatever conditions, it will easily be able to do 30 miles range. Don't sound like a lot, but you've got to remember, battery's not huge. It only takes a few hours to charge this battery, you know, off of a plug socket, which bigger electric cars would take a few days to charge off of a plug socket. So yeah, it's so much fun though. It is so much fun, and it's very nimble. It's so positive on the steering, like more positive than the TT, because obviously the wheelbase is shorter and everything else. But you know, you can have a lot of fun with this little thing, and you know, it doesn't feel. The funny thing about it doesn't feel slow. Having been driving around in a 450, you know, 40 brake horsepower Audi, it doesn't feel slow. I love the steering's so sharp though, as well. Like it's such great fun. You can easily have the back end out of it, and the back end will overtake the front pretty dramatically if you're not careful, because it's such a short wheelbase. Love it. Right, we're on the motorway now. I mean, handling it absolutely fine. I could do 60 if I wanted to, but I'm not going to stress the battery. I'm not going to, you know, rinse the battery. I want to get there with a bit to spare, because it's going to be longer to charge up the other end otherwise. No tunnel fun with any exhaust noises though, unfortunately. It just looks tiny, like compared to anything else on the road, but it's doing the job. It's pretty mad really that something with 4 wheels can be this small, use such little amount of energy to get you anywhere. Yeah, why isn't it the future? Somebody just then waving. Coming off the motorway now, so it's saying 15 miles range. We got 47% battery. You know, this would get quite scary, like if you're not used to it. But yeah, basically we're all on target for going to the garage. So it's 15 miles. We've got, it's like 3. Sat nav says 3.7 miles, so we're easily gonna get where we're supposed to. We're gonna have to charge the other end. I'm not sure what these services, some services here, I'm not sure what electric car charging sort of scheme they've got. You can charge this from electric car points, but it needs to be something that has a type 2 socket. Like, let me just find it here. It's got to have one of these basically. All this little adapter does is convert one of those to a 3-pin plug socket. Anyway, I find now after driving this a lot, I drive around with my other cars with the windows open, because I actually like the exposure of like being able to hear what's going on. Sometimes these new cars are just too quiet inside. It's okay for like a motorway or something, but you kind of want to be able to hear what's going on. And this is a real eye opener. This is where this little car really shines, like through traffic and through slow areas like in London. Absolutely brilliant for just, you know, squeezing around little gaps. Oh yeah. It's Michael. How you doing? Alright. Look who's here. Michael's MOT station. Pass. Well, we better get it on charge then, Michael. What do you reckon then? Tow it. You pull it by this, look. Pull it along. Hey! All good, right, now I've got to go and find somewhere to charge it. His car sounds really good, actually. I love the old S3. He's got a new exhaust on it. Just done it. Nice. Barnett's best charging station. It's going to have a go. So, hang on a minute. Yeah, it's in sport mode. Put it in sport mode for you. In sport mode? Can you do the
wheel spin?
Get the handbrake off. The handbrake's a bit of a pain in the arse. Did you figure out the handbrake? Of course. There you see, expert. Yeah. Do it. Just go around the block. This is bloody horrible. It will spin up on that. Never see it actually driving. He said it was horrible. I wonder what he's going to say when he actually like puts his foot down, because I think it's got like quite a lot of torque. I think it feels pretty like
it's fast when you pass on the road. I can see they want to go.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Like you sort of went and I went as well, but there wasn't like, you weren't like, I know you weren't giving it, but there wasn't like, it wasn't.
If I give it,
yeah, no
I
chance.
lost it.
Yeah, of course, but it's pretty nippy. What do you reckon?
Well, my honest opinion.
Yeah, go on.
Piece of crap.
You wouldn't want to fix it.
You know what? It feels just like a little go-kart. One person hit.
Yeah.
It could be fun.
Yeah. It is fun. I think they're quite fun.
I don't know. You hit 30 miles an hour and it was telling you stop.
Yeah, so it kind of runs out, doesn't it?
It brings you back. It's like, no, you don't want to go anymore.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing with those.
Put something a bit bigger in here.
Yeah, it could do something like a Tesla motor or something.
This would be nice on corners though.
Yeah, they're wicked. You can just foot flat round roundabouts. You can just.
Why
it's brilliant.
Tesla motor? You can put G-Wiz motor.
G-Wiz motor. Let's get this plugged in. Huh? How long? A few years. Well, it's been about an hour. It's on 76%. Or was it 57%? Oh, is Michael just messing around? Alright, it's time to go. Dan loves this car.
Yeah.
I'll bring it in when it needs fixing. Put a sub in it. He wants me to put a sub in it. Alright, Michael's not even working today, but he's here.
No, lazy.
Lazy. Nearly fully charged. It was on 90%. I'm on the way back now. Go back a slightly different way. I think I'm gonna go back the non-motorway way.